A very good afternoon to all the students who are watching this video. This is your Physics UT1 for class 7th. As we're going to solve this paper, let's see how many right answers you got. So we'll start with the MCQs first. First MCQ is example of a curvilinear motion. Option A, an apple falling from a tree. Option B, motion of the pendulum. Option C, spinning wheel. Option D, throwing of javelin. If you have marked option number C and if you have marked option number D, both the options are correct. If the wheel is spinning, it is also considered as a curvilinear motion, and if a javelin has been thrown from one point to another, that is also considered as your curvilinear motion. So both the answers are correct and you will get marks. Let's move to question number 2. Question number 2 says density is defined as, we know that density is mass per unit volume, so it is the C, mass per unit volume. We'll move to question number 3. The motion described by the string of a guitar. So the motion which is there in the strings of the guitar, that is vibratory motion. So answer D is the correct one. Let's come to question number 4. The volume of the cuboid with sides 6 cm, 5 cm and 3 cm. So we know that for taking out volume of your cuboid, that is length into breadth into height. So 6 into 5 into 3. After solving it, you will get 90. And you have to also write the unit. So what is the unit of volume? That is centimeter cube. So where you can see centimeter cube, that is B. So B is the right answer. Okay, let's move to 5. A fast moving object covers less distance in more time, less distance in less time, more distance in more time, or none of these. So this one will be none of these. To the next one. If a body is covering equal distance in equal interval of time, then you can mark A. Uniform motion will be the correct answer. Moving to 7th. A pendulum shows oscillatory motion, rotatory motion, translatory motion or periodic motion. Which motion is shown by pendulum? So oscillatory motion is the right answer. Okay, here comes a tricky one. 1 liter is equal to 1 centimeter cube, 10 centimeter cube, 1 meter cube, 100 meter cube. All 4 options are wrong. In this, it should be 1 ml is equals to 1 centimeter cube. So if there are 100 ml, or you can write it as 1 liter, that should be equal to 1000 centimeter cube. So there are none of the option that contains 1000 centimeter cube. So this question is incomplete. So every one of the students will get 1 mark in this one. Moving to the 9th one. What is the correct formula for speed? Speed is equals to distance into time. Speed is equals to distance upon time. B. Speed is equals to time upon distance, and speed is equals to 1 upon distance into time. So there is answer C, which is the correct one. Then comes, what is the density of water? We know that water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So this is the correct answer for your density of water. Okay, after the MCQs, we have fill in the blanks. Your first fill in the blank says dash is the space occupied by the substance. So the correct answer is your volume. So volume is the correct answer. Okay, Second one, when a liquid like mercury is left undisturbed, a curve appeared. You know that a curve is there when a liquid is left undisturbed. But there are two types of curve, a convex curve and a concave curve. But what curve do you observe in mercury? The curve that we observe is convex meniscus. Okay, the third one. The third one says the density of iron is that than that of wood. So the answer is higher, or you can write more than that of wood. Okay, question number 4. Length is a dash quantity. Length is a scalar quantity. It is not a vector quantity. Moving to the next one. The motion of the earth around the sun is called, it can be called as periodic motion, or it can be called as circulatory motion. If you have written both the answers, you will get marks. This one also will get marks, and this one also will get marks. Periodic is also right, and circulatory also is right. Moving to the sixth one. When a body travels equal distance in equal interval of time, the speed is said to be uniform. The speed is uniform speed. So that is the correct answer. Moving to the seventh one. The SI unit of area is meter square. Next one. The inner volume of a container is expressed as its capacity. So capacity is the right answer. The SI unit of weight, Newton, is the correct answer. Moving to the last one. If an object is traveling in a circular path, then the displacement will be 0. It will be 0. So it started from this one and it came back to its original position. So the displacement will be 0. After this, we'll move to the next part of our question paper, that is your numericals. So we can see the first numerical that is there. Calculate the speed of the car covering a distance of 200 kilometers in 4 hours. So for this, we have to solve it. So we'll move to our... Alright, so for calculating speed, we need to first write all the given values. Okay, the first value that we have, that was our distance. So distance, it was 200 kilometers. In time, that was 4 hours. So we know that the formula for speed is distance upon time. Distance is 200 and time is 4. And after solving this, you will get 50 kilometer per hour. That will be your answer. So how many of you got this answer correct? You can comment it down. After this, we have our second question that says calculate the distance covered by a worker or a bicycle traveling at the speed of 12 kilometer per hour in 2 hours. So we'll move to the notebook here. So we know that the given values are, at this time we have speed which is given, which is 12 kilometer per hour, and we have time which is 2 hours. So using the same formula, speed is equals to distance upon time. But this time we already have speed, so we'll rearrange this formula and it can be written as distance is equals to speed into time. So we'll put the values of speed and time over here. So speed we have 12 and time we have 2 hours. So after calculating, we'll get 24 kilometers, which will be your answer. One thing I want to clear this in this video, that if you have not written the unit, your marks will be deducted even if your answer is correct. Unit is must, unit you have to write it down. So if you got this one also correct, you can comment it down. Okay, next we have your question number 3. A person works around a circular path with a diameter of 100 meter and completes one full round. Calculate the distance traveled and the displacement. So in this question, first we need to understand what the question is saying. So this question says that a person is working around the circular path. So that means the person is working around a circular path, and with a diameter of, the diameter of this circle is 100 meter and completes one round. And the next part of the question says calculate the distance traveled and the displacement. First we are going to calculate the distance which is being traveled by the person. So how will you calculate the distance? We'll use the formula which is called as 2 pi r. So we need to have the value of pi, which we know that is pi is equals to 22 upon 7. And then we have one more, that is r. Stands for radius. So we know that the diameter is 100 meter. So the radius will be half of the diameter. So the radius is 50 meter here. So we have our values here. So we can calculate using this values. So 22 upon 7 is your pi into 50. So after calculating, you will get your answer 44 into 50 upon 7. So you can calculate and you will get the answer. So after calculating, you will get 2200 upon 7, and after calculating that also, you will get 314.28 kilometers. So this is the distance which has been traveled by the person. Now comes the second part of the question, that says find the displacement. We know that if a body is traveling in a curved path, or you can say a circular path, and it is coming on the same initial position from where it started, so the total displacement will be 0. So here your answer will be 0. So displacement in this question will be 0. A cork has a volume of 25 centimeter cube. The density of the cork is 0.25 gram per centimeter cube. Find the mass of the cork. So now you have to find the mass of the cork. So it can be written as, first we'll write all the given. Okay, this is not focusing. The given values that we have in the question, that is volume. So volume we have 25 centimeter cube. Then we have the density rho, which is written as 0.25 gram per centimeter cube. So we have to find the mass of the cork. So we'll use the formula of density. Rho is equals to mass upon volume. We'll rearrange this formula, that will be mass is equals to density into volume. So after putting the values of density, 0.25 into 25. So after multiplying, you will get 6.25 grams. So this is your answer for question number 4. Okay, the last question that we have, that is a bus travels 54 kilometers in 90 minutes. Calculate the speed of the bus. Okay, so first thing that you have to remember in this question, that is your given values is, you have distance, that is 54 kilometer. Then you have the time, that is 90 minutes. So we know that in order to find the speed, we have to get it into the normal unit. So this is the unit that we can use, or we can use meter per second also. That is up to us. We can calculate in any of the unit. So we'll calculate in kilometer per hour. So for that we need to convert time, which is in minutes, we have to convert in hours. So 90 minutes will be converted into hours. So we'll use this in the formula, which is speed is equals to distance upon time. Speed is distance is, then we have our this one. Then after this, rearranging the values, 54 into 60 upon 90. After simplifying it, 3 3s are 9 and 3, then 3 18s are 54. And okay, here we have the last part of our question paper, that is answer the following questions. That is for 20 marks. Your first question is define volume. We know that in our fill in the blanks there was, and first fill in the blanks, that was the volume is the space occupied by the substance. So you can write that one also, that is also correct. So volume is the space which is occupied by the substance. So that is your answer number 1. Next one, what do you mean by density? How will you define density? Density is your mass per unit volume. Okay, then we have your question number 3. If a distance is measured in kilometer and time in hours, what will be the unit of speed? We know that the unit of speed will be kilometer per hour. What do you mean by vector quantity? Vector quantity is a type of quantity which is expressed by the magnitude and with the direction. If your quantity has magnitude as well as the direction, it will be called as your vector quantity. Then to question number 5, write down the formula of speed. The formula of the speed is distance upon time. This is also a very simple question. Then we'll move to question number 6. That is, what is the difference between mass and weight? Simply we can write it down. The first difference is the SI unit. The SI unit of mass is kilogram and the SI unit of weight is Newton. Or we can also write the definition also for the difference. Mass is the amount of matter which is present in a substance, and if we have to define the weight is how much gravitational pull is acting on 1 kg of mass. That is your weight. Moving to the next one, 7th one. A liquid has a density of 1.2 gram per centimeter cube. If you have a container holding 250 centimeter cube of this liquid, what will be the mass? So simply we have the given value, which is density rho is equals to 1.2. Then we have our volume, that is, then we have to calculate the mass. In a earlier question also, numeric also, we did the same thing. So we'll rearrange the formula of density, that is rho is equals to mass upon volume. So mass M will be equal to your rho into volume. So rho is 1.2 into 250. After calculating this, you will get your answer. Moving to the next one. Next one is your 8th. Write down the CGS unit of density. Okay, the SI unit of density is kilogram per centimeter, per meter cube. But if you have to talk about centimeter gram second unit, it will be gram per centimeter cube. So this is the answer for the eighth one. The next we have, that is express 1 centimeter square into meter square. For this we need to understand that there is an expression which is used to express this, that is 1 centimeter square, which can also be written as 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter. And if we have to convert this into meter square, so we have to convert 1 upon 100 meter into 1 upon 100 meter. So when we'll calculate this, we'll simplify it, it will come as 100 into 100 meter square. So after calculating this, you will get 1 upon 10,000 meter square. If we have to write in decimal, 0.0001 meter square. So this is your answer, which can be written as 1 centimeter square can be equal to 0.001 meter square. So this is your correct answer. Okay, coming back to the last question that we have, define rectilinear motion. Okay, if a body A is traveling from point A to point B in a straight line without being bent, but this line is bent, I'm sorry. If it is traveling in a straight line without bending, so it is said to be, it is traveling in a linear motion, or you can say it is traveling in a rectilinear motion. So if you have written this answer, you will get marks. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you will like it. So please like and subscribe to my channel.